Oh gosh, travel. I just got back from a trip and luckily no delays, no cancellations, and that's why I'm here, folks. And
We
it's
made
good
it.
to be here. We made it.
They had the red carpet out for you. What was happening on February 11th, 2020?
I was wondering the same thing. What was that day about?
Valentine's Day?
A lot of lovers
could be.
traveling
Yeah,
through the air.
maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Perhaps.
That's why we're wearing red in honor of that February 11th, 2020.
Clearly. You guys look
it's not July
lovely
4th
this
or
evening.
anything. Thank
Glad
you,
I wore
Matt.
blue. It kind of counteracts all the red going on up there. But no, you guys look great. I'll tell you, our weathers look great as well. We had obviously a beautiful weekend for all the fireworks displays, and tonight held off in terms of the rainfall. Tomorrow's when things change. Back to work. You know, you've got some rain and storms to contend with tomorrow morning, perhaps in that morning commute. We'll fine tune that, but we'll be in the 70s. I think we go dry for much of the day tomorrow. Then we talk more shower and thunderstorm chances developing tomorrow evening. Temps will probably top out in the 90s for many of you tomorrow, 80s near the lakeshore, but overall a muggy day tomorrow. You'll notice that heat and humidity will be on the build once again. We're still in the 80s. Akron to downtown over towards Sandusky sitting at 80s. We're 70s down towards the south. You get some of the more rural areas. We're allowed to cool off a little bit more. The pavement not storing that heat, but dew points haven't been that bad. This measures how muggy the air feels. We're in there in the 50s, which they are for most of us. It's air you really can't feel other than the heat, so we haven't added a lot of humidity out there, but the humidity's not far off. We've got the drier air across Ohio just off towards our west, though. This is some thick tropical humidity. This is some of the most humid air of the year that we have had yet, and it's heading our way. And tomorrow we will notice that kind of change in the air mass as we go throughout the afternoon, especially into the evening. Our pattern's changing as well. We've been in kind of a northwest flow pattern. There hasn't been a lot of rain with the cold fronts. That's changing in terms of the Gulf of Mexico moisture is now involved. We've got a big heat dome out towards the plain states. You get these storms that fire up on the northern periphery of that. We had this pattern a couple weeks ago. That's when we had the derecho that moved through. This is a pattern that's favorable for that. It's not, you know, a guarantee that we'll see one. But what we have along this pattern on the northern end are these storms that fire up in these large clusters. We've got one right now out towards Wisconsin, another one, and this is day 2 of severe weather for those in Montana. And all this is being triggered by an instability boundary. So this is where you have very buoyant air. It just lifts up like nothing. You just and the air goes up and forms a cloud. This is where you don't have buoyant air. We don't have a lot of instability locally. It's right where this line is with the instability, and the stable air is where we see these showers and thunderstorms travel. So that's why they curve. You can see how over time they've kind of curved along this line. We're fine and dandy now. Problem is this line is going to start to move in. So we're going to lay down the train tracks right over northeast Ohio, not just tomorrow, but Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday as well. This is what we'll watch in the near term. Severe weather breaking out across the Illinois-Wisconsin border. Off towards the north, we've got rain. All this will likely form a larger cluster of storms that will impact us tomorrow morning. So if you have stuff outside this evening, you don't want to get wet tomorrow morning, might want to bring it in quickly, but not expecting big severe weather chances tomorrow. Remember that instability is not here, but we have rain and thunder chances as that moves in. Here's where the severe weather is tonight. Tomorrow it shifts east into the Ohio area, favoring areas further down to the south. Again, this isn't going to be an all-day storm event. It's going to be something that comes in rounds. And so that first round, as we time it out with your National Design Mart Hour by our forecast, likely to arrive tomorrow morning. This could be what we're facing on radar. Pretty decent line of some rain and storms. I would probably take this and shift it a little bit further south and west. But either way, we're going to be dealing with something tomorrow morning that could have some heavier rain around. How long does that last? Does it linger, or do we clear out quickly? That's the big story for tomorrow evening. If we do clear out, which I think we do in the afternoon, it's going to turn hot and humid, likely 90s, upper 80s with that humidity around. That will set the stage for perhaps more development after the 10 o'clock hour tomorrow. Where that develops all hinges on what happens tonight. But bottom line, multiple waves of storms possible. Again, not just tomorrow and tomorrow night, but on into Thursday and Friday as well. That's because we'll have humidity around all the way through Friday, and then we take a dip just in time for the weekend. How about that? So here's what it looks like big picture scale. Look at all the clusters of storms developing over the next couple days. It does look, as we get into Friday and the weekend, everything going to kind of shift down to the south. That will dry us out and bring in that refreshing air. The good news about this, it's gone dry, right? We need the rain. It does look like we have a real good chance of rain in our vicinity as we go throughout the next 7 to 10 days. That's great news, I know, for area farmers as well. Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast. We're bouncing around the 80s depending on the timing of these storms through Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday look great. And then we're back to the heat and more storms next week. Laura and Isabel.
All right, what a summer forecast we have. Matt, thanks.